You're probably overwhelmed by the news of crypto markets crashing, the economy going down, inflation, gas prices, war, and the upcoming recession, and all what you want to do is make $100 a day passively. If that sounds familiar, keep watching. Oftentimes we hear we should invest in real estate because that's the best long-term investment. Then we hear about the stock market. How about ETFs? What about NFTs? Wait, what about alternative investing? There's so many options, and going on YouTube and watching videos, or going on Netflix and seeing all these different documentaries, or even running a regular Google search does not help you. In fact, it makes you even more lost, and that's very natural. One of the things that you need to begin doing is be informed, read all the articles you want, watch all the YouTube videos you want, but then hover over and make a decision that will be good for you in the long term, and of course, recession proof. And it's very simple. Number one is don't overspend. Minimize your monthly costs and commitments. Number two is invest consistently in the stock market regardless of how the economy is doing. Oh, and a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, and so this isn't financial advice. Please do your due diligence and invest cautiously. Okay, so listen to this. If you would have invested $5,000 in the year 1985, 10 years later in 1995, your $5,000 would now become $17,550, about a total gain of 251%. But hear this, if you would have just left your money 3 more years until the year 1985, meaning instead of leaving them in the stock market for 10 years, you choose to leave them 13 years, just 3 more years. Just 13 years later would now be $28,750. That's almost a 500% total gain. And that, frankly, is the true secret of the stock market. Based on historical data, you have a 99% chance of getting a positive return on your money if you invested in the stock market for a minimum of 5 years. The fact that we don't idolize that and talk about it more is insane. All you gotta do is invest some money in the stock market, be it an ETF or some sort of index fund, leave it for 5+ years, and boom, you have a 99% of getting a positive return on your investment. And the trick of investing in the stock market is to do it for the long term, right? We don't want to gamble. We're not trying to make a quick buck because that never leads to something good. So what you need to do is just shut out all those negative headlines that you see in the news and all those pictures you see on your Instagram feed and what your friends send you and what you talk about and what you hear. Shut it out, because data can be manipulated in our favor. For example, about 3 weeks ago, Walmart and Target announced their quarterly earnings, which were negative. They were lower than anyone expected and their projected numbers. And then we heard Amazon subleasing 5% of their warehouses. And then that sent people into a frenzy, scaring them that the future of the economy is bad and the recession is here and people don't have money. But then if you look at the other hand, the same few days, we heard from Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and even Costco that their earnings have never been better, which shows us two things. First, you can obviously manipulate data in your favor, and second, middle class America is changing. The entire population is changing. Our spendings, where we go, how we go, when we make money, when we make bonuses, is all changing, and I can explain. So back in the day, we all worked the same 9-to-5 jobs. Not that we don't anymore, but obviously after the pandemic, some people work remotely, some people don't, some people are freelancers. We've never seen a bigger shift in the culture of how people work more than we've seen since the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020. And one of the things that we're starting to understand, and it's a fact that we have to live with, is back in the day, we all worked the same jobs in the sense of the same time, most of us. We got bonuses in the same periods of the year, we spent in the holidays, and we still do spend in the holidays. But now you have things like the Walmart Plus weekend, and we have things for years now called the Amazon Prime Day or days. And what that shows us is that we don't only spend like we used to, right? We're not as predictable as we used to be. Now you have people working for DoorDash, and they're drivers, and they're freelancers, and they work for Apple remotely, and they're painters and graphic designers that work on Fiverr. And so we as a society are changing, and our behavior and spendings is becoming less and less predictable. Keep hitting the tree, I'm sorry. I have a lot of hand gestures, it helps me explain. But back to the topic. We are no longer predictable. And historical data proves that there's a very high chance, and for legal purposes, a 99% chance that you are going to get a positive return on your investment. It is going to be the absolute best way of investing for the long term. I would appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.